Hey everybody, we just wrapped up the press conference with Hunter Yurachek and interim head coach Barry Lunney Jr. I just wanted to give you guys my rapid reaction. I thought it was a very, very impressive interview from both the athletic director and Barry Lunney Jr. Hunter Yurachek clearly has a plan for what he wants to do going after a coach. He says he will use a search firm to help him contact these coaches. But, he and the other administrators will be the main people in charge of deciding who is on the list and who they interview and, thoroughly pursue. There will be background checks and all that kind of stuff. He also said that he wants a guy that can look at the roster and make decisions on scheme based on who he has available on the team, and if it takes a year or two before he can fully establish his own scheme exactly how he wants it, he's fine with that as long as Arkansas can start becoming competitive again in the SEC. He said that the bar was not set very high for Chad Morris. He just wanted to see some competitiveness from this team, and in the past couple weeks, past 3 weeks, ever since after that A&M loss, that close one at AT&T Stadium, he just hadn't seen that from the team, and I think that's very fair. The whole team lost heart, and it's up to the head coach, the assistants, the strength staff, all those guys to make sure that the team is ready to play and play at their best every single Saturday. And he just wants the fans to have something to be proud of again. He doesn't want Arkansas to be the laughingstock of the SEC, just like all the fans. So he also confirmed that he is 100% committed, as well as the donors and the administration, to find a guy that they feel is the right guy for the job, and they do not want to be doing this again in 3, 4, 5 years. They want to find the right guy no matter what it takes, and so that's really exciting news. He says he's already got a list. He'll have that search firm start reaching out to head coaches. It's not just head coaches. There will be other candidates, coordinators, perhaps guys who don't currently have a job. All those kinds of stuff to find the right head coach. And it doesn't matter what kind of scheme he's running or anything like that. So it seems like they're going to cast a wide net, see who has interest in the position, and kind of go from there. Barry Lunney Jr., he did say that it is his dream to be head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks one day, whether that's this coming season or whenever. So as expected, the former Razorback wants to be a Razorback for life. He wants to be the head coach here. He says his main focus right now is to make sure this staff does right by the players and gets them ready to play to the best of their ability. They're not going to do too much as far as the scheme goes and try to change too much, but they're going to try to play to their strengths. They're not going to give anything away as far as quarterback goes or even punter goes. He joked that the question everyone wants to know is who's the punter going to be, so he's not giving that away, and he's definitely not going to let LSU game plan for any one of the 4 quarterbacks that Arkansas has played so far this season. I imagine he'll probably stick with the younger guys. That's what the fans want, and at this point I think that's what the program wants to do. They want to make the fans happy. That's why Chad Morris was let go after the Western Kentucky game. It's obviously tough for Barry Lunney, but he's been here through multiple head coaches, so I think he's the right man for the job. He knows where the former Bielema players are coming from. He knows where the Chad Morris players are coming from. He's recruited a lot of these guys, so I feel like he's the right man for the job, and I just loved everything that he had to say, and I loved his honesty, which is something that I just feel like wasn't conveyed through Chad Morris's press conferences, and it was a big part of him losing maybe some respect from the fan base. And it's just refreshing to hear answers that are off the cuff and genuine and real. And so big props to Barry Lunney for that. Recruiting wise, Arkansas has reached out to recruits, let them know that they still want them here. It will all come down to the head coach and who he wants to keep. If there are still enough guys committed, they are down to 10 now. They have lost wide receiver Savion Williams, wide receiver Mason Mangum, running back John Gentry, and tight end Alan Horace. And almost all those guys are Jeff Traylor's main recruits from East Texas, and then you have some Steps recruits as well. And they love those coaches, so that it's not just you know, they're not upset that Chad Morris was fired. It's all about the uncertainty that's going on right now, and they hope that a new head coach is named soon enough, but it will be a few weeks. But, you know, firing Chad Morris now gives them enough time to secretly reach out to a bunch of head coaches to see their interest levels, and it gives them the time to hopefully have a game plan as far as getting guys on board for the early signing period, because roughly 80 to 85% of recruits will sign early around the nation, and that will leave them, you know, a little bit in a bind if they don't have a game plan for that early national signing period. I hope that they use the JUCO ranks and the transfer portal to the fullest once they have a new guy. I think it's going to be important to fill some holes that they're going to have, but I feel confident after hearing from Barry Lunney that this team will be at least in some kind of shape to play against LSU in primetime in Death Valley in 2 weeks, and then at War Memorial in 3 weeks against Missouri. All right, thanks everybody. That video with all 38 minutes of that press conference is on our HawgBeat YouTube channel, so go check that out. If you want to leave any questions, you can DM me anytime on Twitter at Nikki Chavanelle. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. You can get in free for 30 days with promo code HAWGS30, HAWGS30. Thanks, everybody.